This dumb bitch.
All right, we're live.
So she posts a picture of the pyramids in Egypt, and she's like, "When are they gonna take those down?"
Yo, I'm crying, man. Yo.
He's like, "The blacks enslaved the Jews."
Like, when is it going to stop, man? Because, I mean, how are they going to take Dukes of Hazzard off the air, man? If there anything was more American than Dukes of Hazzard, what is it, man?
Yo, Digger, you sure you black, man? You be saying some suspect shit sometimes, man.
You know, like,
What's wrong with it? Y'all didn't watch the Dukes of Hazzard?
I mean, Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, they do their thing, but they on some Confederate flag, South run the shit, Confederate type bullshit, man. Like, you know what I mean?
When you
like,
watched Dukes of Hazzard, do you feel it was racist?
Other than the big ass fucking Confederate flag on the side of their car, no, I didn't think it was racist. Other than the sign of imperial racism on the side of their whip that they drove every fucking episode, nah, I didn't think it was racist. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't never seen a fucking Dukes of Hazzard episode in my fucking life. But that's not even the point. The point is, Digga, are you really black? Like, really? Tell me what's really going on, man. You be suspect sometimes. I can keep it a bug with you.
Of course I'm black. What do you mean? What am I black?
You like, yo, don't take Dukes of Hazzard off the air. They the good white folk. They the good white folk. They treat us good.
Oh no, Digga, have you ever seen the show?
Who, me?
Yeah, you watch that show?
Of course.
Oh shit, man, you're not black, bro.
Were they?
I ain't never watched that shit.
I'm joking, cause I like Seinfeld, and everybody tell me, I'm not black, cause I like Seinfeld.
I used to watch Seinfeld until Kramer had that video talking about he gonna put forks in niggas' asses. I didn't like that shit.
Yeah, I didn't like him. I agree. I mean, after that happened, I kind of tuned off a little bit, but that shit's so classic, man, and just such a life lesson show, man. Every episode's a life lesson. That shit's better than Cosby, bro.
So you like Seinfeld and you hate Haitians. All right.
Keeping
a file on you, brother. Just keeping a file.
I'm not gonna listen to defame me like that, man. You know I don't hate Haitians, but I went to my mama's house today, and let me tell you how she told me that the Haitians at her job, they boycott her. They boycott my mama, man.
You making it personal. That's real. All right.
So it's not personal. It's just that's what happening now because of the news. She said they mad about the news, so they're trying to give her a boycott.
Damn. Hey, can I put my point about the Dukes of Hazzard? Like I said, if you're gonna put the Confederate flag as a symbol of white supremacism, what is the American flag? You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Everything you say about the Confederate flag, you can say about the American flag twofold.
You know what? You know what? You are speaking the motherfucking gospel right there. I can't even argue with that. You 1,000% right.
I don't know. That seems like a pretty cheap deflection, but
Nah, that's 1,000% valid.
How many deaths are on the American flags done in the name of the American flag?
Get them.
But you would fly the Nazi flag.
I wouldn't fly it.
8-8, no, real shit. 8-8, if you're not gonna have a serious conversation, man, don't there's a time and a place for trolling, man. He's trying to bring.
I get what he's saying.
I'm talking to 8-8. I'm talking to 8-8. I'm talking to 8-8.
I understand what you're saying, but
Isn't my point valid too?
No, because he ain't gonna do that.
But no, me personally, I don't believe in all this like flying the flag. That stuff is programmed into you. You're not born that way. You say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. A state has to instill that on its constituents. So I mean, if you want to be all so patriotic and stuff like that, I don't really believe in all that.
Wait, 8-8. What was your point? What was your point?
I mean, if you want to use, the Confederate flag and then the American flag as a buttress to that, and then, you might as well say all flags are just flags and they don't mean anything. But that's not true.
That's not what he's saying at all. He's
that's
saying
not what I mean. I'm saying if you're going to complain about the deaths and what happened under the Confederate flag, you can say the same thing about the American flag.
He's talking about if the Confederate flag stands for some bullshit and bigotry and racism and exploitation and oppression, then the American flag stands for that times 10. And he's 1,000% correct.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't see the point though.
My point is not to take down the
if you're gonna
Confederate flag.
if you're gonna talk shit about the Confederate flag, talk shit about the American flag, and
Yeah,
hold them to the same standard.
But why would you hold the Confederate flag and the American flag to the same standard?
Because we're attacking the. Why are you acting stupid, 8-8? You you are, because I know you're more intelligent than this. Because the country is attacking the Confederate flag right now, justly, because it's representative of some bullshit and a racist ideology. So they're attacking that.
Mm-hmm.
But what he's saying is, if you're going to attack that, why not also address the American flag, which represents the same level of hypocrisy, the same level of exploitation, the same level of racism, classism, sexism, any other ism that you want to put forth, times 10 than anything the Confederate flag was responsible for?
Okay, but the American flag did have some, reputable things that it did stand for at one time.
And I'm sure that there was some people in the Confederates that was doing some positive things too. But what we're talking about is overall.
Yeah, and I mean, one of them still is in use, and I mean stands for, I think it's bullshit, but one of the greatest democracies ever. So I mean,
really. 8-8, you're gonna go down deep in your heart. All the intelligent stuff that hold on. All the intelligent stuff that I've heard you say on this podcast, and you're gonna sit there and say that?
Yeah, I mean, the logic of comparing the Confederate flag to the American.
I'm not comparing it. I'm saying if you're gonna hold it to one stand, you gotta hold them to all the standards.
The American flag is worse, regardless. Like the Confederate flag had its run, and it had a nasty run. Don't get me wrong, it had a nasty run. But there is nothing in history right now in comparison to the fucking body count of the U.S. Tell me who got the bigger body count than the U.S. Who's exploiting more people in history than the U.S. right now?
Probably no one. But I mean, so what do you propose to solve that? Should we not have a flag? I mean,
my point is, I'm pointing out how the hypocrisy of this Confederate flag stand. It don't matter to me either way. I mean, if they show the flag, I don't care. If they take it down, I don't care. I'm pointing at the hypocrisy of their stand of saying this flag represents a certain ideology just because, like you said, you can see it right on the screen. A Ku Klux Klan got the American flag right in his hand. He's got it right in his hand. Are we gonna ban the American flag because he has it?
You know what?
That's my point.
I feel you, Digga. I agree with Digga, but at the same time, the difference there is that, like 88 says, there's more of a conflicting. Like the Ku Klux Klan has the American flag, but also immigrants coming that are happy and God bless America. There's a lot of positive things that stand behind the American flag as well. So that one kind of has.
There was a lot of so-called positive shit that people stood up for and did with the Confederate flag also. Like, everybody but waving the Confederate flag is not a bigot. Some people just like it because it represents the South. Some people like it because it represents independence and sovereignty. You know what I mean? So it's not all negative. But
it's all negative to me.
I don't see it, but then you have to hate the American flag. If you don't like the Confederate flag, you have to hate the American flag.
I don't feel that strongly about the American flag. No, I don't see the logic in that. Sorry.
No. Hey, you full of shit, bro.
No.
So, man, if you're gonna hold one accountable, you gotta hold everybody to the same standards.
That's it. You gotta hold everybody to the standard.
I mean, so if you're such an egalitarian person where you want the world to be a happy place, right? So you gotta hold every single person, every single body to the same standard. You can't let one slide because but they do some good stuff. No, you gotta hold on to the fire, right? Like you do with the Dominicans, right?
Sort of. 8-8. Why do you discount the negative I'm not gonna say discount, but why do you seem to overlook the negative that the American flag is representative of in light of the quote unquote positive? And we'd even have to break that down and see who's really getting the positive benefits of being in America, but that's a whole other discussion. But why would you discount the negative benefits of what America has done just to look at it as positive, just for what purpose?
No, I'm looking at them comparatively. I mean, if I had to weigh the United States of today against the Confederate states of yesteryear, and this flag is like the fucking, basically the Lee Atwater fucking Deep South bigotry that existed in the 1960s. I mean, it's not even the flag of the CSA. I mean, you can't. One of the countries doesn't even fucking exist.
But what do you think is happening as far as discrimination in this country today? Just because it's gone undercover and gone covert, it's so much better and it's so much more justifiable?
I mean, the things that all of us are able to do in America, we could never possibly do in almost any other part of the world. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, is there a lot of
Blacks
racism?
have it good here in America. Stop complaining.
No, I mean, things could be a lot worse, frankly. Does America do a lot of horrible things? Absolutely. Does
That's a
somewhere
really,
else?
really, really bad
Absolutely.
argument. Things could always be worse. That's
But, I
almost
mean,
meaningless.
you know,
Just bring back my Dukes of Hazzard. We can call it a day. Just
Buy
bring
that
back
shit on
my Dukes of
DVD,
Hazzard.
man.
Free digger.
Digga, the funny
Free digger.
we were talking about it last week. They hadn't even banned it yet. Then they came out of the blue today and banned it.
Yeah, I was like, wow. I didn't believe they were gonna go take it that far, but that's.
I guess so.
I was like, wow.
You're gonna have to petition TV Land.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up a change.org to see if anybody started one.
Oh my
So, black fans of Dukes of Hazzard. Can I start that Facebook group or something
You
like
know
that?
what? You should start that Facebook group. I guarantee that motherfucker got 0 members.
What are you talking about? He's gonna be guest starring on Fox News in a second.
That's a fact.
Get your money, man. Get your money.
So
What I
what's
would
about
say.
these? The Supreme Court went down, right?
Oh, man, it went
God.
down. Man, did it go down. What was it? Gay marriage and what was the other thing? They
Okay.
upheld Obamacare.
Yeah.
The subsidies. I think there was a third decision they had, something about cops being able to enter your home. I'll have to look it up, though.
Yeah.
Ran popular on a fit.
Yeah. Yeah, they slid that in while everybody was high off of the gay marriage. Oh, yeah, cops can ransack your house, just, on the low.
Nah, come on now. I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit headlines. Give me the scoop, bro. Tell me the truth.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
First of all, they can come in your crib right now, regardless of what the fucking law says, and just justify it. They heard a baby crying inside, and they had to go
Exactly.
serve, and they had to go serve your shit.
Probable cause.
This was the thread. What was it?
I mean-
Conservatives. Oh, the colors.
But what you think about this a gay marriage thing? You think it should be a states' rights issue, or is it okay that the Supreme Court made it a countrywide thing?
Man, people should be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Why the fuck is the government caring if gay people want to get together and do whatever? It don't make
I'm gonna when you say things like that, like people should be able to do whatever they want to do, I'm just
You're
gonna
leaning
make a
towards-
note of that stuff, because in future arguments, that's gonna be relevant.
Yeah.
Hey, I was
Yo, hold on, wait. Say what you gonna say, Dad. Don't
I'm just saying,
fucking.
you know what I'm saying, because you just kind of went off on 88 about being consistent, so I'm gonna hold you to the same consistency.
Brother,
on
I'm
that you just made.
consistent.
All
I'm
right.
consistent like the sunrise and the sunset. So what you got to
No,
talk about?
okay.
We might as well talk about it now.
No, we ain't got. I don't want to, derail.
Oh man,
Nah.
And you know what the cold part is?
you know what
We're
he
gonna
does
end
have-
up there eventually anyway.
Hey, somebody turn that mic down.
all right, just make sure you wake me up when we get there. Don't let me sleep through it.
Oh, it definitely won't. I definitely won't. Somebody's mic's giving us crazy feedback.
This is me. I hope it's not me.
God, you got to sort that mic out.
Oh, it's always twisting, dude. I don't even know what I'm doing here.
We got God and Jesus back on the podcast. Put headphones in.
Yeah, you got to
Put
use headphones with them.
I don't got headphones, man.
So turn the volume down a little bit.
So, what do you guys think about it being a 5-4 ruling? Like, I was expecting maybe a 6-2.
Which
Yeah,
one was
5-4.
the gay marriage?
Is like, yeah, on gay marriage, like that's.
You thought it was gonna be 6-2 in favor? Dad, you thought it was gonna be 6-2 in favor or 6-2 against?
6-2 in favor. Well, I always feel like we were slowly moving towards it being like a non-issue anyway. That's why I never really felt it was even worth like arguing over, because there's like a slow slide towards that sort of thing, towards liberalism, if you will.
It's too bad the party family values felt otherwise. Kind of hit most of that train going off the tracks.
Two things. A guy I'm friends with at work, he made the comment that marriage existed before government. So why is government telling people who can or cannot get married?
Because they want to control everything, and they want to profitize it off any way that they can. Long story short.
Wait a minute. Marriage existed before government?
The idea of marriage. Don't argue semantics, A-Day. Come on, man.
Yeah, but even if it did gay marriage exist before government? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure gay niggas was popping each other off.
But they weren't married.
I'm not sure the idea of gay marriage actually existed though.
Let's keep it. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me give y'all a 20-second history lesson, because you know, if we were in ancient Greece or ancient Rome, homosexuality was a part of the culture, just like fucking going to church was a part of the culture. Yeah, I'm gonna go to church. I'm gonna have me a ham. Yeah, and I'm gonna fuck me a little boy.
Gay life partners, though. I don't think it was
exactly.
Actually have a family.
Now listen, no, I'm not gonna say they didn't have a gay life partner, because there might have been a gay little boy that you loved them for the rest of your life. That's great. But at the same time, there's no like consistent history of that era being, oh yeah, I'm only gonna be with this gay little boy. I'm not gonna be with a woman also.
Yo, the Greek Roman era was the gayest shit in history. There was no gayer time. They used to have whole holidays where they would just fucking have sex with have gay sex and have sex with little boys. And I don't even like talking like this because it makes it seem like I'm saying it in a derogatory way, but that's their choice at the time. But I'm just saying, as a student of history, I know this, that you talking about during the Greek and Roman era, if you talking about fucking a little boy, and not even just fucking the same sex, but fucking young children, men and women, right. You talked about it, it was regular. It was some regular that they did just for as a part of their culture.
I don't know, man. No homo, but if you see 300, them niggas look hot, dog. So I can imagine back in the daytime.
Yo, whoa. You know what, Gonzo? Every show you just give us a little bit more, but I appreciate it.
I'm just talking shit, bro. I'm just talking shit.
Chill.
Right. I'm saying. And, I mean, they on a small island. They all almost half naked and shit. They probably all into each other, man.
What to mute this man, Mike? This man. This is a family cast. You got this is a wholesome.
Oh, so you saying gays ain't family now?
Oh, what you trying to say? Are you discriminating, Dad? What you trying to say?
Oh, you know my yeah, fuck that. I mean.
So that you're against the Supreme Court ruling. You wish they would have.
No, absolutely not. I've actually voted in favor of gay marriage. I mean, my personal feelings about it are irrelevant. I don't want government telling people what they can and can't do at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. You try to stay consistent. I respect that.
I'm gonna take note of that because I'm gonna use that in the future.
I'm not gonna lie and say I don't think two men holding hands and kissing each other isn't disgusting, but I mean I think they should have the right to do it.
What you think about public breastfeeding?
That's fine. I also think lesbians are great. How about that?
You're wildly inconsistent.
See the hypocrisy, though?
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not even gonna lie. Yep.
But you acknowledge the hypocrisy in that, though, Dad?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I own it. But it is what it is.
We good here then.
I mean, it's not the same to me. You were like, oh, dudes, girl. No, it's not the same.
So which of the two do you think is gonna get challenged first? Which one has a bigger chance of failing or falling or getting retro or taken back or whatever? The Obamacare being upheld or gay marriage being challenged again by the states?
I don't think they can.
I think they'll fight Obamacare harder than they'll fight the gay marriage thing.
Yeah, I think gay marriage is a wrap.
I mean, they've gotten so much fucking flack. And I mean, rightfully so. I mean, their argument at this point is about religion and, other shit that has no place in government, period. So, I mean, they've just ostracized themselves from so many people at this point. I mean, there's no going back to 1940s America or whatever the fuck they think is going on.
Hey, one thing about that, if you look at other countries, I know France had a big anti gay marriage rally, and it was like a couple 100,000 people over there. And I think the same thing happened in Rome. There was like a big turnout against
We don't talk
gay
about
marriage.
Greece on this podcast.
No, not Greece. I'm talking Italy, Rome.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
motherfucker.
I didn't know where you were going with it. I didn't know where you were going.
No.
I wanted to stop you ahead of time. We don't talk about Greece.
So what? Like, I mean,
Argentina
there's like
too.
first world
Argentina's
countries
off
that
limits.
aren't seeing it the same way. I just wanted to point that out because you won't ever see that in the American media because they don't want they don't want to question that point of view.
No, they want everybody to think that the whole world is for gay marriage.
I don't know. I don't think that's true. I mean, America and the world as a whole, including the UN, have shouted down Russia about what they're doing. I mean, I know about the marches in France just by chance from watching France 24 and all that shit.
Can we just be honest for a second though? Who really gives a fuck about gay? Who cares? If you're not gay
It's
and
true.
you're not in it, who really cares? How does that affect you? How does that affect your day-to-day life? There's so much more relevant shit happening that really affects us,
Like
that affects us
Obamacare.
politically, that affects us economically, that affects us socially, and we're worried about who gay people are fucking. Like, who cares?
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Are
Yeah,
you guys
Go ahead.
fans of Obamacare? I don't think we ever talked about Obamacare.
It doesn't affect me at all.
It affected me. My insurance is higher.
Is it really? By how much?
Yeah. Oh, like $20-$30,
You pay through your employer or you have your own insurance?
and through employer.
I made out like a boss.
Are you
Yeah.
are you self-insured?
I got mine through the marketplace. I got subsidized and everything.
Yeah, my insurance went up this year as well, but it's because my company switched company. It switched from Cigna to Florida Blue. But I mean, I can't. I don't go.
I don't want to speak ignorant on Obamacare, but isn't it along the lines of some portion of the population will probably have to pay a little bit more so that the larger majority of the population can actually have access to the healthcare?
Yeah.
Not really. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of streamlining as well, which they did, which I know is which has actually, in fact, lowered costs across the board for hospitals and for patients themselves. But I think the biggest thing you have to think about here is, especially the cost of hospitals. We were running into a situation where a lot of hospitals were on the verge of bankruptcy because there were so many uninsured people turning up at them. So, that's one thing that we staved off. If we had tons of municipal hospitals going bankrupt, that would be a disaster. So you gotta think about like the big picture on that.
And even a bigger picture.
Would the immigrants be a strain on that?
I mean, it wasn't. The thing was, before Obamacare and before this, pretty much if you didn't have insurance through your employer, people didn't buy insurance.
Correct.
So, I mean, that's a huge percent of the population. I mean, putting it on immigrants and stuff like that, I just don't think that holds water.
It's a horrible piece of legislation.
Stop it.
Now,
And-
as
and-
far as
and-
the Obamacare thing goes, what I'm waiting for is for the price control. Has that been implemented yet now? Because I hear stories of, okay, in hospital X they'll charge $500 for this procedure, but in hospital Y they'll charge $5,000, and it's the same thing, and they're like 20 miles away from each other. Like why does it cost? Why's the cost so different in two hospitals in the same county?
My understanding was the streamlining process that they did across the board was to combat A, rising costs, which has been a success, and then B, lowering like administrative costs and lowering like capping a bunch of different things. And I'm not in that industry, but that's what I've taken away from the whole conversation.
I see.
And honestly, that was funny. And honestly, though, on just a more fundamental level, whatever brings us closer to as many people as possible having access to quality health care, like we have to go in that direction. In 2015, there is no reason we're still letting people die or suffer or be sick from shit that is easily curable or shit that is easily cured or whatever the case may be, shit that's easily dealt with, just because of, you know,
Economics.
monetary issues, bro. Especially when there are such gross such gross economic exploitations happening in other sectors of society. You can't tell me, oh, we should be giving so and so fucking extra quantitative easing, extra, you know, fucking bonuses, extra, you know, whatever kind of funds that we're giving them from the government. But somebody working 40, 50, 60 hours a week can't get a fucking visit to the emergency room, you know, and pay a copay just because they don't have insurance. But yet they're probably contributing more to society in terms of productivity than the fucking, you know, some fucking CEO that's making.
Yeah, but that's a bullshit argument because you're making it sound
all
like
the notes.
like we're letting people die because they don't have health care.
One at a time, gentlemen. One at a time. One at
That's
a
a bullshit
time.
argument, man. Because you're making it seem like people are dying because they don't have health care, when in reality they're just getting it for free.
What? You don't think people are dying out here because they can't get access to quality medical care?
I'm sure they're dying because they can't get like the preventative shit. But if you're like in a situation where you got to go to the emergency room, you get treated there.
I mean, bro, we're talking about a very small percentage, and it's not just emergencies where it's like, oh, I fell on a piece of glass and I cut a fucking vein and I need to go and see a doctor and somebody helps me. Of course they help you if you're about to fucking bleed to death.
So what are you talking about?
But it's even about the sustainability. It's even about the day to day, the week to week, the month to month, like the healthcare stuff that needs to happen for people who are not getting it because they can't afford it.
Listen, I mean, if you are an individual and you got all these illnesses because you were fucking obese and eating the wrong shit, that's on you, bruh.
But Gons, the thing you're not getting is all those people who are dying and going into hospitals without insurance, they raise the cost of insurance for people who have it because it offsets the hospital's cost.
I get that. That's why I'm for the plan. But what I'm against is the argument that we were leaving people to die because they didn't have health care. Nah, people were getting treated regardless.
No, man. Do you really think that people in this country, and maybe we can talk about percentages and we can talk about whatever, but I'm talking about everybody. Do you really think that everybody is getting the kind of health care that they need to keep themselves and their families alive, themselves and their families alive and healthy? Not just alive, but healthy?
Most people weren't just going to the doctor for regular checkup. I'll concede that. But what I'm saying is that if an emergency were to come up, they will get treated. They will get helped.
But when an emergency comes up, it's already too late, bro. Once an emergency comes up, that means your body has already hit critical mass in some way that is already fucked up in.
Well, listen, man, in my opinion, if 80% of the healthcare expenditures, which I think I read that somewhere or I saw it on the news or something, is because it's due to preventable illnesses like being fat and shit like that. No offense to anybody fat on the podcast, but if it's still that's not. I'm not gonna feel bad for that. You know.
But what about when you have the same people who are running the healthcare industry and the healthcare insurance industry? I bet if you go up high enough and you look at the CEOs, their board members are interlocked with fucking McDonald's. They're interlocked with fucking White Castle. They're interlocked with fucking Monsanto. So it's like, how do you navigate that?
I can't navigate your wild accusations and bullshit, dog.
I guarantee you, and I'm not gonna do the research. I'll probably pay somebody. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pay some of the Coli wolves to do the research on this, and I guarantee you that there's interlocking relationships, leadership wise, between Monsanto, between some of the highest, unhealthiest food companies, and some of the healthcare providers. I guarantee it.
Well,
pharmacies shouldn't be selling cigarettes and beer. I'm just going to say that off the top.
But one question I had about Obamacare: when is the prescription medicine going to come, like, in line with our neighboring country, like price-wise?
Well, not. I mean, that depends on whether or not the drug is generic or not. If it's generic, it's cheap. But I mean, if it's not, it's going to be really expensive, man. That's just how it is.
You talking about a pharmaceutical industry in the U.S. that is one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable in the world. You're gonna take a lot of money out of a lot of people's pockets if their prices start competing with these generic brands, which is why they don't want that.
Now, because the fear is that if they're not able to profit off of their R&D, they're gonna lose the incentive to create the new drugs to cure cancer or whatever the hell, you know?
Man, that's the fucking narrative they feed people. I guarantee you, there are people out here right now that would cure and I know y'all probably gonna laugh at this, but there are people out there right now, legit doctors, legit scientists, who would cure cancer for fucking free.
Nah, that's obvious.
But they would do okay, so they would do that. Hold on real quick. But so don't make it about that. Oh, they're not doing it because they don't feel like they'd be able to like cut off the profit from the R&D. This is about profit, bro. This is about the bottom. This is a business. Healing people is a business. Keeping people sick is a business. Keeping them on pharmaceuticals, keeping them seeking healthcare services and paying health care premiums is a billion-dollar, $100 billion, if not trillion-dollar business at this point. So when you're talking about numbers like that,
let me ask you a question though. We're not disagreeing with you. Do you think the cure to cancer will be reached quicker with the profit motive or without it?
I mean, you know what? I'm about to blow niggas' heads off their fucking shoulders right now. The cure for fucking cancer is already out there.
Okay,
it's already.
Do you think the cure for disease X that hasn't been cured yet will be reached faster with greed and the profit motive facilitating it, or just with people doing it because they love it?
It depends.
That's a complex question.
It depends because
no, it's not complex.
Okay, wait. Let Dad say why it's not complex. Why is it not complex?
A brief look at history will tell you that people want to make money. It's a great incentive, the greatest incentive.
Not the greatest. Human advancement is also a great incentive, and a lot of people do shit just for the good of human advancement.
Have come from greed. Absolutely.
Because we've been greedy historically.
Well, yeah, because people are greedy. Yeah, it's a great motive.
But that's perpetuated by society, so that's going to be a given, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
people want things. People want things, and what everyone wants adds up to more than there is. That's just how it works.
I think that there's a great motivation for people, doctors, scientists, who just want to do good.
They're out there. I'm sure they're out there.
Yeah, and just to be the fucking person that goes, like, say for example, for cancer, just to go down in history as being the doctor or part of the team of doctors that cured cancer is enough for a lot of people. And whatever monetary benefits will come along with that. Because if we gonna keep it all the way 100, even in the biggest organization, the people that are actually responsible for curing whatever they're curing and coming up with the actual chemical compositions of these different medicines are not the ones that are taking the extra cake off the top when this shit is getting sold. It's the CEOs, it's the executives, it's the board, it's the shareholders, it's all those type of people. The people that are actually on the ground level doing the actual experiments, they're not getting broke off like that.
But do you think all those other people that you named that weren't part of the actual work contributed nothing to the process?
I mean, nothing would be a harsh term, but close to nothing. They provide in that context, they would provide the structure, but that's not even to say that they couldn't get that structure from somewhere else. Don't just say what you want to
say. That's just, hold on, let that sink in for a moment.
Nah, he's right that because I liken this. Here's what I liken it to. I liken it to. I was having this. I think I made this point already on the podcast. I liken it to the UFC or MMA, right? You can get any promoter to get a venue for you and put up a fight and put up a ring and you go fight. But the people with the skill that are actually doing the work are the ones in the ring. That's not just anybody. They got to put in years for that. But anybody can just fucking rent out a place and get.
Why aren't these people doing it by themselves without the CEO and the structure?
They don't got the money.
Oh, okay. So they don't. So it can't be done without these people who you say are contributing.
No. So what I'm saying is, it could be done with that group of people, or it could be done with a different group of people with a different sum of money. or a different set of
so,
resources.
So what we're getting at is this money is necessary.
Of course.
Nothing happens without this money. So for you to say they contributed nothing when they're contributing something that is essential, it's kind of I mean, that's why.
No, but they're not contributing. They're not contributing anything that is essential. Essentially.
No, the actual money, the startup money for the R&D.
This is what I say. I took that in the context of those specific individuals that are overseeing the executives who are overseeing the specific process for disease X, whatever. Specifically, I get what you're saying. They are providing a service in the terms of financial support and financial investment that allows these different trials, these different medical trials to take place. I get that. I guess the point.
The personnel.
And I don't disagree with that to an extent. But I think the point that I'm getting at is that when it comes to the distribution of the profits from whatever advancements are made, that the proper percentages are not being weighed out is according to who's more important than who. Because the doctors, let me take it all the way. Because the doctors and the scientists who are on the ground floor doing the experiments could do it without that particular group of funders, because they could go to another particular group of funders or any number of group of funders that is interested in providing financial assistance for groundbreaking projects. But hold on. But the funders, no matter who they are and no matter where they come from, cannot do it without that group of scientists, because those are the people who are doing the work on the ground level.
And then we're going to just slide down this hill. Who decides what's fair and what the percentages should look like?
Right now it's the executives. And right now, that's why the shit's so unbalanced, because they decide, I'm more important in this process.
Balance, like, what does the balance look like? Like all these vague terms, like what does it look like?
Let me say this. Balance is not CEOs, executives, and board members taking a 600% profit while the people on the ground, get a nice little, maybe a little extra Christmas bonus.
According to whom? Like who's making this judgment?
I guess the law of importance, like
the law of importance.
Yeah,
who made the judgment?
The doctors are more important.
Who made the judgment that the CEOs can get what they're getting and the people at the bottom can't?
The CEOs did.
The CEOs, the employees voluntarily entered into contracts for said amount of dollars with these employers. That's what it is.
Right, but here's the thing though. If I'm a scientist, right? If I'm a scientist, as a matter of fact, this is interesting because I'm not even gonna go into that. But the point is that so if I'm a scientist, right, and I have a great discovery, but I work for a company, right? The discovery goes to the company; it doesn't go to me. So the company
sign paperwork saying so, because if you enter that contract, you're not getting any payment.
I got you, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. But what I'm saying is that prior, if say for example, if I knew 5 years from now that I were going to create a cure from cancer, I might negotiate a different kind of settlement than I'm doing. But the whole point of experimenting is to figure out what you can figure out and to solidify and to make a fact what you can make a fact. But you don't know that before you do the experiments. So once you go through the process and you be like, you know what, some people don't find shit, but some people find things that are very important and very substantial. But when they do find those things become property of the company that they work for.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, is the contract that you entered valid or not? Like if you volunteer,
but that's not the conversation, man. That's not the conversation. It's about if the okay. So let's take it from the example that I'm talking about. If I'm a doctor and everybody on this podcast, we're all a team of doctors, and we all work for Bayer. Let's just say, right? Okay, or whatever. We come together, we run these experiments. We're in the lab, fucking 24/7, trying to run these experiments on all kind of shit. 5 years from now, we come up with the cure for cancer. We put in the work for that, right? Now, Pfizer, Bayer, whoever will take that cancer cure and they will literally make hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars off of that cure. And what do we get compensated for that? Not even close to that.
We get compensated with what we agreed to be compensated for.
Before the fact, though.
So you're thinking? So you're saying that your contract should just be voided if you discover something worth
No,
more?
I think no. I don't think it should
crazy.
be. I don't think it should be voided. I think it should compensate for the fact that if
Well, you should include that in your contract. You should negotiate with your employer then.
But it doesn't fucking work like that, because you can't say if I find a cure for cancer and you make $20 billion off of it, and I get $5 billion. It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. Exactly.
But it should work like that. Is what I'm saying.
Oh man.
It should work like that.
You know what? You wouldn't get hired anywhere if that's what you're peddling.
I'm running my own shit. I'm running my own shit right now. So what do I care? That's not the point.
And let me get this straight. Okay, you're gonna run your own shit. And you're gonna hire people that have in their contract, should they discover something, they're gonna receive a huge.
I'm not even in the medical side. I'm not even in the medical.
I'm just saying, like you would do a contract like that with an employee.
Because I understand the greater good.
All right, well, you're
companies already exist.
Money's gonna come regardless, Dad. You understand what I'm saying? Money's gonna come regardless. Success is gonna come regardless. Resources are gonna come regardless. But the way that we're doing it, we're actually hustling backwards, because the way that we're doing it, we're actually creating and sustaining an unsustainable system. So it's like we're heading right off the fucking cliff. But just because motherfuckers want to do it like you're talking about, let's do it. Oh, let's do it according to the contract. Let's do it according to, the letter of the law. Or let's let the market decide. You know what? Let's go off the fucking cliff for the sake of the market. Let's go off the fucking cliff for the sake of the contract. And let's see how that works for the betterment of society.
On the edge, I stand on the edge of the cliff. I look down. I see capitalism in the free market, and I just stand here. The whole cast waiting to jump in. Like, oh, let the market decide.
Let the market decide. The market is not responsible, Dad.
It does.
It's not more responsible than the government, and that's what you're not getting. The market is not more responsible than the government.
Wow.
As of right now, they're both fucked up. So if you let the government take it over, it's fucked up. If you let the market take it over, it's even more fucked up, because there's not even a sense of checks and balances.
I don't believe there's a sense of checks and balances with the state either, but
It's at least it's to a small degree. They're not out here going 1,000. They're only going 100. And it's still fucked up, and that's the point.
I disagree.
You really think private interests give a fuck about society or anything having to deal with the normal person? They are gonna I guarantee you, without the state, if the mechanisms of corporations were left to their own thing, this society would be fucking dead, dried up, resources dried up, people killing each other. Right. About 3 or 4 super corporations within 20 years.
That's not what I think. I think government's capacity for evil and destruction is greater than the private sector. And I think the greatest atrocities that our species has ever witnessed have all come from government or structured control.
But let me ask you this then: where is the acknowledgement of the private sector's influence of government in these negative acts? Because
the incestual relationship between the market and the state is just terrible. I mean, I'm against.
So what happens if we take so let's keep walking down that. What happens if we actually have a government who, lo and behold, or for God's sake, actually whose primary purpose is to govern the actual state and do it in a way that is actually in the best of the republic? What if we actually had that and didn't have all the corporate interference? What do you think that would look like?
Effective government? I haven't seen it. I don't know if such a thing.
And do you know why you haven't seen it? You haven't seen it because the private sector has their foot so far up the government's ass that they fucking bringing water out the kneecap. So what makes you think? What do you think would really happen if there was no government even there in the first place to even stop all that shit?
Let's talk about it. All right, listen. Why is the private sector up the government's ass?
Oh, that incestuous relationship you're referring to.
Yeah. Why are they fucking government?
Wait.
Why are they fucking government?
Why does the government
make money?
Why does the government?
Are we really gonna jump into this an hour in? Because I feel like this is another hour coming on, and I don't really have it.
I just took my fucking shirt off. I'm like, fuck it. All right.
No, we can wrap it up in 5 minutes. I believe in us.
Hold on. Let's leave a little teaser for next time. You give a little bit of what you got to say, and then
I'm just walking you through it, man. I'm just trying to walk you through it. Like, why? is the private sector fucking government in the first place?
Why
Like,
don't you skip me to the end and tell me what you think?
why are they even attracted to government? What is it that draws everything to government? It's government's ability to pick winners and losers. Take that away, there's no need to lobby and patronize government. That's all there is to it.
It sounds like private businesses can't survive on their own morals. I don't know.
If they can't survive in the market, they can't survive.
Well, I mean, I guess they should stop
I
lobbying then.
For anyone to look at what we have now, where government is just bailing out and saving companies and say this is a reflection of a free market in any sort of in any way, is just being dishonest.
It's not a free market. Not even close.
Or it's not even like market control or the invisible hand. Like anytime you say anything like that, you're just being disingenuous.
You're right. He's absolutely right though. It's straight up corporate welfare.
Yeah,
So-
for lack of a better term.
So why do your Austrian economists use it so much?
what the I'm not even 88. But what we're seeing isn't a reflection of the market. So when you talk about the evil and all how fucked up things are, this has nothing to do with the market.
But I guess hold on. I guess the point I'm trying to get to is that you're right. It's not totally representative of private business not being involved in the government. But when we look at our current structure and we see so much of the negative stuff happening in our society as a result of the private influence, what is it about that would make me believe that if we were to eliminate the government altogether and make it a purely private
I didn't say eliminate it altogether. Whoa. We're going to continue this next week. I didn't say eliminate government altogether. That's going a little too far.
Hey, Dad, I think I know the answer for the problem with business right now. I think government should stop being the private sector agency, and that'll solve everything.
So
wait, Dad, you don't think, just real quick. I know we gotta go. You don't think government should be dissolved altogether? What do you think? What do you think should happen?
I'll answer that next week.
This
Cliffhanger.
All right, y'all. Free Digger.
Digger, you not back on the forum yet, bro?
No, man.
Free Digger.
That screenshot is the closest I've been all week, man.
Yo, I don't know, man. Send somebody an email or something, man. What the fuck?
All right, man. Work it out for me.
Can you access it without logging in?
Yeah, I can browse. I can't.
Yo, that's hilarious, family. Yo, Free Digger. Yo, Digger, I feel you, man. I feel you, family. Yo, email Ahmad and just say you sorry, man. Just go ahead and tap dance for Massa. Go ahead, don't worry about it.
All right, I'll get right on that.
I won't think of you as less of a man, bro.
You can always VPN it too, man. Or like, if you haven't used your cell phone to browse, like log in on the forum, you could probably use your cell phone even.
I don't know. I'll figure something out.
There's always a way around it. I know a couple people have gotten back on. It's fucking in. Take it easy, man.
All right.
All right, yo.